What would you do in a situation like this? I know what I would do. What any normal person would do who wants to void their warranty. Pull this baby apart. See what the true problem is. I'm going to show you. It's the motor. Hey everybody, I'm Robbie C, and this is ZipSnaz, not rocket science. So recently, I purchased the Atezr P10 laser engraver, and I gotta tell you, I was really excited, and no sooner than I took it out of the box and started using it, I managed to break it. That seems to be my luck, but it is what it is. So I've been dealing with tech support for a couple weeks now, trying to diagnose the issue and get a part sent to me. The diagnosis is it's the motor driver and not the motor. So tech support is going to send me a new motherboard, but it's going to be a few weeks before I actually receive it. So in the meantime, I'm going to do other videos to keep myself busy. With that being said, this is the rotary that came with the package that I bought on Amazon. It came with the laser engraver, the rotary, and the air assist. This model right here is the KR rotary. Originally, I took it apart because I wanted to see if there was something wrong with the motor. And at first I thought it was the motor until I hooked the harness back up to the motor that goes to the Y-axis on the machine itself, and that didn't work either. So I'm really hoping it's the motor driver, which comes with the motherboard, so they're sending me a new motherboard. Decided to make a video of how to take this apart and put it together again. I even run into some snags where the belt falls off and I have to take it back apart. So bear with me in this video. I hope you like it. If you do, please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel. This is all brand new. I'm just getting started at this. This is something I used to enjoy doing, was video editing. So I'm going to start getting back into it. And if you want to see more of my videos, please, like I said, like and subscribe. And this way, I'll keep digging at it and I'll make more videos. And hopefully I can keep this channel going. So here's the video. I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Alright, I'm going to show you how to take these two belts off. I'm going to take it apart and I'm going to put it back together for you. This belt, technically, if you were really good, you could get this belt off probably without taking the side off, but it'd be very difficult because this roller right here, you can actually remove by removing this piece here. You just got to get that out of the slot, finagle it out, which would in turn give you access to the belt. And there is a spot down underneath. I can't even see it because it's too dark, but you could, if you tried hard, you could get the belt to slide out from the motor gear, but that's not how I'm going to do it. That being said, if you want to replace the inner belt, you're going to have to take the side off because of how it goes through an extension, and you can't take it off the motor without taking it off the extension. So that being said, these 4 bolts right here are connected to the motor. This one right here, as you can see, if this is the center of the motor and this belt is here and it goes to the motor, it's passing around an extension in here. So this is the only motor mount screw that you want to take out. The other 3 you want to leave in place because you'll just be able to slide the motor out. It'll be less work putting it back together. This here, here. These are all just housing screws, so you can take all of these out. That being said, I can take this entire piece out and I'll show you what I mean. So once you release this, you can pop your rollers. They're just on bearings, and each roller pops into its
slot. But once you take the side off, they can both pop out. Obviously, the one adjusting piece you can take out beforehand. So this is your roller from the back of the assembly. Now what I'm showing you right here is right in between the motor and this plate. All you got to do is work. Sometimes easier said than done. All I got to do is work the belt out. Unfortunately, this one is stuck in here due to this extension piece. So you're going to have to take this extension piece out. This just slides right out. And then you can also slip your belt out. And that's all there is to it. And then putting it together is basically in reverse, which I'll do. I'll put my small belt on first. That goes on the inner sprocket or gear, whatever you want to call it. Second belt you slide on after that. Sometimes they like to switch places, so just try to keep them where they need to be as you're reassembling. Now, with the small belt in place, you can take your little, make sure you don't trap this belt in there. The belt does not go in there. So keep this belt down. Put your extension piece in here. Slide it in between the motor and the housing, or the plate, whatever you want to call it. I think it's the plate. We'll call it the plate. Screw that in. And then we have our belts ready in place and ready to go. And of course they're trying to switch places here on me. Once I get that, we'll move these screws out of the way. This is my back roller assembly. This is my front roller assembly. While we're doing this, I'm going to bring this roller to the belt and actually get the motor somewhat started, sitting in place where it's going to go in inside the housing. Get your belt started. The other one's trying to reverse on me, so I got to play with that too. And then just slowly work. Make sure you have it on the gear. And try to slide everything in. Make sure you have it in here. And then you might have to pull on the belt. There's a little tension on it. Pull on the belt to get it to pop into this piece. So there you go. This roller is in. You can put a couple screws in just to hold everything in place. Trying to get it to fit and snap in place is sometimes a chore. Hold it up, I guess. And technically you can just put them all in. I don't know why. That's my problem right there. I'm having a problem putting this in because this piece is not in place and it's working against me. All right. Inner belt messing with me. Alright, so once I figured it out, this belt slipped off while I was trying to put it together, and it was being pinched, therefore causing me not to put it back to it. But these are the complications you can have putting one of these back together. So if you take it apart, make sure you got the patience to put it back together, or you're not going to enjoy doing something like this. So now my belt's back in place. This flat piece goes under the roller, not over. So this is how this roller is going to be. It can slip out of place, but really, once you get this thing put together, you can finagle this larger belt after you have it put together. So let's see if we can do this again. We're going to put, once again, we're going to sneak this roller, make sure it is on the inner gear and the gear of the roller. Put your bearing in the slot. Try to slide your motor in, and then make sure this bearing slides in it as well. And hopefully, and that belt is kind of, once again, it's gotten its way underneath the plate. So hopefully this should go together. It is choosing to fight with me. Now my roller, there we go. We finally got it snapped in. So you gotta have patience when you're doing this stuff, or I recommend you don't do it. Once you have it together, finally, this is the last piece. Once again, now the top of your belt needs to go under that roller, and then also there's a gear attached to this knob. This knob is what creates tension as you move to different settings for your rollers. When you move the rollers, you change the tension setting. So inside there is a gear, so the belt needs to go around the gear. You can get a little tricky getting your hands in there. You can use a screwdriver or something to coax it along. Once you get it around that gear, there's not much of a space between it and the bottom. So really, probably getting both fingers in here just like this and getting it under there is, it doesn't want to though. It wants to keep twisting on me. We got it. Next, you want to take this last and final adjuster piece. There's a little slot, goes in the slot here. Grab your roller. place your slider and just kind of give it a little jog toward the bottom so it fits in until it hits this notch, and then find the appropriate place to tighten it in. And oh, I forgot to put the gear on there, or the belt, so remember that. Now we're good to go. And as you can see, this belt's permanently attached to the motor, and this one adjusts all depending on which setting you. Once you have your rollers where you want them, then you take your knob, slide it as far as you can, make sure it's fairly tight and snug, tighten it, and if that roller does not move with this one, turn it up a little more. There we go. That's it. It's a little tricky, but you just gotta have the patience. You can take it apart and put it back together, and it's not one of those things where you take some things apart and it just pieces are everywhere and springs pop out. You're like, oh man. All right. So anyway, that's how you take this roller assembly apart. There you go.